Do you see them? These two black devils. I went outside and standing in the sun. My body is warming up and I don't want to do anything. That's the best thing. In the morning, and it's still like cold outside, but the sun is warming up everything. I started running and saw a tractor approaching really fast. I'm trying to run back. I hate tractors. The fourth day of running is done, and to be honest with you, say that it's easier to increase the time gradually. Well, for me, I still run for 10 minutes, and every day is getting worse and worse. I feel more pain around my body. And what I realized that my brain is sabotaging me after 2 minutes, only 2 minutes of running, that I can't do this. And the remaining time of running, I constantly have to struggle with my brain who tells me that I can't run. So it isn't going easy for me. Of course, I think of giving it up every single time, but just because I set a goal for 14 days, I can't give it up. So, yeah, it's not easy at all. Gardening is a lot easier. I'm going to pump the water now, and I've prepared everything that I need: the pump itself, the hose, the container. And I wanted to tell you about like this whole process that it still like seems to be easy, especially with the pump. But the thing is that like several days ago, when we experienced a very long period of drought, we were doing this every day. And when you do this every day, it's like a little bit tiresome in a way. But apart from that, it's not only like collecting the water, pumping the water, but also it's taking the buckets and watering everything, because the only thing that we do is pumping the water from the well, and that's it. We basically have the container of water, which is here at the very end of our plot. So I'm sure that you saw the procedure I'm doing, especially if you followed me for a longer period of time. But in any case, I'm going to show what I'll do. And back there, if you wonder what is like behind me, that is the field of potatoes, but it's like barely seen because the blight damaged the potatoes, and the only thing you can see are the weeds. But that is not our field. That's the field of my uncle, and usually he has this like kind of policy of planting the potatoes and not looking after it. I am, on the contrary, always looking after everything that I plant. And I think that they're going to harvest potatoes closer to autumn. So it's going to stay in the ground until that time, and everything's going to be fine. By the way, if you noticed this scars on my leg again, that is the result of the work of the fig tree. And I'm going to show you the hero of my scars. I don't remember when I touched the juice of this fig tree. Who knows? But I mean, like, when did it happen? I don't know. And the scar is not fresh for sure, but I don't know when it's going to disappear. So when I touch it like this, nothing happens. The only thing that when there is the juice flowing. And also another surprise is that that is the only fig tree that was left on my plot. But guess what? We have another one growing. It just appeared this summer, And I left it because the leaves are different. Look at how huge these leaves are, and that leaves, they are smaller. So I also left this one. They're both dangerous for me, but what can I do? And now I'm going to do something really exciting that you are about to see in a second. Don't ask me about the dress. I always feel like I need to wear something symbolic when I pick up and harvest watermelons. So far, every year I'm getting better and better results. So I think that this tradition is working. So today, I assume I'm going to pick the heaviest watermelon, but recently I've noticed another one lying there, and I suppose it's going to be the heaviest, but still, that is one of the first watermelons that appeared, as well as for now it's going to be the heaviest. So far I've got the watermelon, the heaviest watermelon of 9 kilograms. I don't know what this one's going to be like, but I'm so mesmerized by the color of this watermelon because I love dark peel. So let's harvest it together. So I was misled by its size, but in any case, I weighed it several times, and sometimes it shows 8 kg, sometimes it shows 9 kg. So it's of the same size, but it's pretty long. It's not like of round shape the way I was used to. Okay, so I'm going to cut it. I don't even know how because the sides are uneven. And since it's the first watermelon that appeared, I suppose it's going to be red. One half of the watermelon is gone, and I wanted to show you the peel that I'm saying, that I was talking about. So basically, this watermelon doesn't have a very thick one. I think it's thinner than usual. And what we are doing is actually removing this like dark peel and leaving it like this. Also, this time we decided to leave a bit of red tint because it looks so nice and like a marmalade in a way. We're going to use in order to dry them. That is what we learned this year, that all this time we were just throwing away also a very good part of a watermelon, and it weighs a lot, I would say. So it's pretty heavy, and that is the amount of peel from one half of an 8 kg watermelon. Dried watermelon peel is ready, as you can see, and that what I was saying about living like, this red part. It's like they look like gummy bears, and they taste the same. It's incredible because for me, like gummy bears, their taste is pretty artificial and not natural, but these ones are natural ones, and they are really, really delicious. You can have them with tea or coffee. That's something that I'm going to do tonight. And the thing is that it didn't take much time to dry them. So we have another, as you can see, like small dehydrator here in our countryside, but it is not as powerful as the one we have in the city in any case. But they reduced in size tremendously. I had so many, and they are really tasty. When I look at them, for me, they're mouth watering, and you can feel this too. They're definitely like gummy bears, judging by the texture. Until the sun sets, I'm going to water the polytunnel right now, and I do see how the days are getting shorter. I usually prefer working in the evening during summer, and right now I can't do a lot of things in the evening, so I always start doing something beforehand, because when the sun is there on that side, it's going to set quickly. A lot of you asked me about any fertilizers, if I use any, or what I do with the plants in order to provide them with all of the nutrients, since you see lots of really nice harvest and bumper crop. To be honest with you, I don't fertilize a lot like many people love doing. But there are some secrets that I use. And so the first thing is that I'm mulching the plants, and I mulch them with grass several times during the season, because the grass just disappears. The thing is that all of the nutrients in the grass, they go into the soil, and it means that they support the growth of the plant. So that is one of the things that I do, using mulching not only for keeping the water, but also for fertilization. Another thing, and that's also something that I always do, it is the so-called nettle syrup. I call it the nettle syrup because it's a concentrate that I prepare during the season all the time when the nettle starts growing. So what I do, I take nettle leaves. Luckily, I have lots of nettle around my plot. I pour the water in and I leave it for several days until it gets fermented. The most remarkable thing about nettle is that when it gets fermented, it just disappears in the water. The water turns green, it looks like a glue, and it is the stinkiest thing ever. Basically, I'm used to this smell, believe me, but if anyone smells something like this, they would be so disgusted by all of it. So what I'm doing, and I'm doing that during the season, every time when I run out of the bucket with the nettle syrup, I always collect the fresh one. So I have 10, even less than 10, 8-9 liters of water, and I add 2 cups of this size of this nettle syrup. It's a really nice color, and when I look at it, I see that definitely it's really delicious for the plants, and I add it, and I'm going to water the plants. And I do it every time, and I do see the results. Apart from that, for sure, what I do is I have lots of ash because we use fire all the time. And in May, when I plant everything in the polar tunnel and in the open air, I always add ash. And this year I also added bone flour, and I really love the result. I added bone flour to all of the plants that I have in the polar tunnel, as well as to potato field. And right now you can see the remarkable results I have in the polar tunnel. I will check everything with the potato and then I will make the conclusion. But so far, I think I'm going to buy bone flour further on, as well as fish flour in a way. Again, fish bones that are kind of turned into ash too. So that is also the part of what I'm using, but it is completely organic, and I feel like the plants, they just take all of the necessary nutrients that they need, no more, nothing more. I never add anything else. I'm going to get in and water the plants.